I tend to be a person who has a lot of stuff on my mind. I am constantly working on many different projects, and because of that, there's a lot of things just swirling around in here, and it never seems to turn off. This has been a problem because I do have a full-time job. I also have more than one online businesses where I try to help teachers, and then I help music teachers, and then I help teachers who want to help other teachers, and there's just a lot of things going on. And because of all this, it gets in your head sometimes. So this year I really tried to tackle how I could combat that, and in doing so I have found a morning routine that has really made a huge difference. I've been keeping all the different items that I use in this morning routine in this basket. Not really a basket, more like a tote. I've talked about this basket many times on my vlog, and just how much I have loved, I mean, not necessarily like this tote, but just having everything that I need all together at once. I love it because I can move it to different rooms and just, you know, get my life together. I kind of came up with this because I read a few blog posts about people doing morning baskets. This, from what I can tell, is something that originated out of actually the homeschooled community. I'm not really sure how I came across it, but in homeschooling, it's like a thing to start, apparently. I don't know anything about this, but as I was reading, I found the idea of the morning basket coming from homeschooled moms who wanted to have just kind of a basket of things for the kids to work on in the morning that kind of lifts everybody up and inspires people and inspires their kids and things like that. So I have kind of taken that and run with it, and I came up with this morning basket, and it has really been life changer. In here, I'm gonna go through and just kind of like tour through all the different items, and there's things that I use every single day, like my planner. There's things that I use most days, like my journal, where I get to just like dump all my thoughts out, and there's things that I use just occasionally and just for fun, but each of them has a purpose that really has helped me out. Now, since I've talked about this at length many times, I've gotten some requests to kind of go through and talk through each of the items that I keep in here. So that's what we're doing today. We're having a nice little notebook tour. I'm excited because I love talking about this kind of stuff. Hopefully y'all are excited because I know many of you have been wondering about these things. And as I go through, I just want to say I have a lot in here. What I want you to do is just kind of take this and create your own version, which might look very different, and that's fine, but just kind of take the idea and come up with some version of the idea that works for you, and find a way that you can kind of like put some of these practices into place to help you to have a nice clear mind, hopefully. So let's chit chat. Also, by the way, this is the first video on my new camera, so hopefully we look good. Hopefully we sound okay. I even got a microphone, so we've like stepped up in the world. So here we go. Okay, so first of all, this actual basket, this is a tote from Erin Condren. You don't need this, of course, but I will link it down below. It also comes in another one that's like a navy that's really pretty, and I really like it and I really want it. But I like this one because it had a lot of pockets and a lot of different things, and also it feels very sturdy, and I needed that because you'll see I got a lot of stuff in here. So let's start on the inside first. On the inside, kind of in the front pocket here, I have, first of all, just a cup that has a whole bunch of pens. So it says Dream on it, and it has just a variety of pens, scissors, pencils, mild liners. Oh, a brush pen, didn't know that was in there. Just different things that I might need as I'm going through and using the items in here. Next up, I have my Bible. This one is from Amazon, actually. I love it because it's pretty. It also, the reason I got it was because it is a journaling Bible, and so it has the extra space on the side so you can write and you can draw. So sometimes I write and sometimes I draw, so I have like little doodles. There's a little sheep. Let's see, you know, little lettering has been kind of my things. You can see like here's just like a random little note that I added, and then versus like here's like a lettering thing that I did. And yeah, and so I have just enjoyed that, and it's been a good way to interact with my Bible more. That's really what I was looking for this year. I wanted to get more into reading my Bible and read it more often, and I figured to do that I needed ways to interact with it. So having that is really helpful. I also got the tabs off of Amazon. Actually, they were both gifts, but I like sent the links to my mom and was like, here, this is what I want for Christmas. I don't necessarily need the tabs. I do have the books of the Bible memorized because I learned a song a really, really, really long time ago. But it is nice to be able to flip quickly to them, and they look pretty, so there's that too. Obviously, you don't need a pretty Bible, but I do like my pretty Bible. And then I just keep a highlighter on this little pen holder that is from Erin Condren. I've been using the same highlighter every day this year, and then my plan is next year to have a different color, so that way I can kind of see color to color. So that is number 1. Number 2 is in that same little spot, and it works really well because it kind of sits in here, is just a notebook. And this is, what are we calling this? My Bible notebook, I guess. Basically in here is where I write down any notes if I have something more profound than 1 or 2 sentences to put in the corners. If it's a little bit, I'll just put it in there. If it's something like more thought-provoking or deeper, I'll put it in here. And then I also write down what I read. So I'll just write, like, today I read 2 Samuel 22 through 24. I shoot for 3 a day. Yeah, so here's a good example. So here I have like what I read. Here's a little thought about what I read. And then I've been writing down verses I want to memorize. And so I've done 2 so far, which isn't a ton, but that's what's here. And then after that, I just write down like a little prayer. So usually I start with things that I am thankful for, and then I go into just a couple, you know, things that need prayer, people who need prayer. So that's what's in the front section here. And they just barely fit, so I have to be very careful with that. Now the back section has a variety of things, and some of these are things I use every day and some things I don't, but I like to have them together so that when I need them, I have them. So let's see, we'll keep it with most important. So planning utensils, planning things, my bullet journal. This is the bullet journal I've been using this year. It's honestly just a random one I got off of Amazon because the one place I usually buy bullet journals from was sold out. But I've been really enjoying it because it has watercolor paper and it's been so fun, and I just love the little toucan. So my bullet journal is used mainly for planning. So in here I have everything from full-size calendars to notes about my goals to like products ideas and video ideas and all sorts of things like that. I also keep different trackers in here. So I have like money trackers and movement towards my goal trackers, cleaning trackers. I have like a vision board for home ideas and just kind of a variety of things, travel, just really anything I want to plan or keep track of goes in here. And then I have like quarterly plans, and then I have monthly plans, which always include a cover sheet just because I like the cover sheet. I think they're fun. And then goals, calendar, and what we're gonna do. So that's what I use in my bullet journal, and basically it's like a zoomed out version. So I have yearly planning, quarterly planning, monthly planning in here. And it's like big things I want to do just because I want to. Here was June. It was Encanto themed. Oh, I think that might be my favorite. But then here's July, and July is so cute. So cute. We're doing stingrays for August. So that is my bullet journal. It has been well loved. And on the daily, I pretty much just open it up and I flip through and I make myself look at every page, because I've been trying to be intentional and slow down a little bit. And in being intentional and slowing down a little bit, I've been trying to look at every page. So I look at every page and then I like cross off any trackers that I need to cross off. Now on the daily, I have a planner that is really just a notebook. So this is also from Erin Condren. I like them because they have customized notebooks, and I think that's fun, and you can change out the covers, and I think that's fun. And so here we are. Also, they have pretty good paper in here. So on the weekly, daily basis, I take all that stuff that's in my bullet journal that's like, here's all the things we're working on this year and this week and this month, and I go through and I just do like, here's this week, here's today, here's tomorrow. So on the daily basis, I just flip through my bullet journal, cross off anything I need to do. Then I come here, I look at the week and see what tasks are still outstanding, and I write down anything I need to do that day. And that's really it. It's not difficult. It doesn't take very long. And there we are. So this one is important. The reason I use both of these, by the way, some people use their bullet journal for like this purpose, but I like having trackers for the whole year and like plans for the whole year. And when you do the dailies and the bullet journal, it doesn't last long enough. So I took the dailies out, and that just is what works for me. So that's what I do. Then I have my journal. So this is like long form writing, getting everything out of my head kind of journal. I'm not really a journal prompts kind of girl. If you are, that is great. That is fine. I kind of wish I was sometimes, but usually it's just open it up and it's just like brain dump, and it is just ridiculous. It's usually me trying to like mull over how I want to, you know, what I want to work on and how I'm gonna try to like get to my next level of my goal and all sorts of fun things. Some days it's like 2 pages, some days it's like 10 pages, just kind of depends on what's on my mind. And I am not picky at all about my notebooks. This one is one my husband had and didn't like, so I was like, great, it's kind of free because I didn't have to pay for it because it was already bought, so I guess it wasn't really free, but it was available, so we're using that. I'm not picky at all. All right, now the other 3 notebooks in here, and yes, there's 3 more notebooks in here, are 3 things that I don't use as frequently. Oh, I'm missing one. It's over there, but I don't use that one a lot, so it's okay. I have one notebook that was originally going to be for Bible stuff, but y'all, it was too pretty. So now I just do like hand lettering practice in it, and it's fun. But these other 3 I use sometimes. So I have this little guy, which again is just a random notebook. I don't really care. But it has all of my like financial information. So my budgeting stuff goes in here. I write down every transaction I make in here because I'm really trying to just make sure I'm intentional with those things. I have like savings trackers and things like that, and a lot of important personal information, so I'm not going to open that one. Next up, I have this notebook, also a random one from Amazon. I ordered this one and my bullet journal at the same time because I didn't know which one I wanted to use, and I ended up using that one. So this one I use is my reading journal, which is fully just for fun. Like, I just, again, different ways to interact with things, and it's just fun because we have, you know, cute little things. So here's like my cute little books, and here's my cute little tracker to see how many books we've read. How many books are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 23. That's pretty good because my goal is 40 and we're in July. So that's not bad. And then we have like where I write down each month what I read. And then these aren't as important. The books, the Bible that I read, book timeline. And then some books, I don't do this for every book, but some books I do make like little spreads. So these are nonfiction. So this is kind of like the things that I learned in that book. These are fiction. So it's just kind of like thoughts about the book and stuff like that. So this is just purely for fun because I like journals and notebooks and all of that kind of stuff. So that's in there. And then the last guy in here is just another notebook. So it's also an Erin Condren notebook, so I can switch out the covers. And this is just my like actual notes notebook. So I have an idea, I brain dump it in here. Here are products I need to make. Here are bullet journal themes that I might want to use. Here is the diagram for how much trim I need to buy to put picture frame molding on the wall out there. Here was my more accurate detail. All my math. Here's some notes out of a book that I'm reading. So just kind of random things. When I have a thought, if I want to like flesh something out, it goes in here. And that's just so that I have extra pages and I'm not using up like my good notebooks for that. Now there are outside compartments here. So I have just a couple of things that I use fairly regularly. I have double-sided Scotch tape. This is the best for taping things into notebooks, as well as some washi tape, which I mostly use just for fun. I have this little guy. I love him. This is a little photo printer, and he makes like little, oh, there's one right here. So I actually accidentally print one time. So just prints these little, it's like zero ink photos, and they're cute and I like them. And I've been sticking them in my journal, and I just dropped that over there. So I like having that. Oh good, the charger's in there too. Then I have some sticky notes. So here's like an hourly one, which is helpful if I really want to make sure I'm making the most of my day. So it just has all the hours, and it's a bill tracker I actually did not end up using except for a couple of times. So I can probably get rid of that one. Some little stencils that are sometimes helpful. So like this one, those are like months. So I use those sometimes. I have little clippies here. These are just like gold binder clips, and I use them usually if I'm doing like a bullet journal theme and I need to like keep my page open. And then I have a couple of pens on the outside for easy access. So Tombow Fudenosaki, I don't know if that's right, but these are my favorite brush pens. Mild liners are my favorite highlighters, and yeah, so that's everything I keep in here. My little morning basket. I use it really, truly all the time, but I love that it's all together because I can move it to different places. If you want to make one, you don't need to be as crazy as I am. Whatever inspires you and things that you want to use go in here. So like, for example, you might want to add like a nonfiction book that you're reading, especially if you're not, you know, into like Bible and things like that. You might want to add like a workbook if you're working through a workbook or things like that. Those are all things that you can put in here as well. But the idea is just taking like 30 minutes in the morning to just really focus on you for a little bit. And I find it really good in the morning because you can get a lot of stuff out of your head, and then you feel a lot more clear throughout the day. So that is my little notebook tour. I really, truly, I did this because I just enjoyed it, and I was not expecting all of the benefits that have come out of it. It has like, I don't even know how to explain how much it has massively just transformed my head, and it feels so much easier to do things now, and it's just been such a game changer. Yeah, and especially interesting because like I was always planning, and I wrote in my journal sometimes, and I've just kind of ramped everything up this year, and it's made such a difference. And it's just like providing myself with a little bit of like indulgence and a little bit of joy and a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of clarity and all those things first thing in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon. That's fine too. But I've just really enjoyed this. So I highly recommend that you create your own little morning basket with things that inspire and help you. And while you drink your coffee in the morning, you know, I'll be over here drinking my coffee, doing these things, and you go and drink your coffee and do whatever it is that inspires you. And it'll really make a difference, especially if you do it like long term. It'll make a difference and you'll really love it. And then you'll be like, I want to do this all the time. It's great. So highly recommend. I will leave links to whatever down below. I think if you sign up for Erin Condor with my link, you get like $5 off or something like that. Don't quote me. I'll leave the details down, but I'll link stuff down below. I will link some stuff down below. So if there's anything else you want to see, any videos you want to see, let me know. We can take tours of my bookshelves, or we can take tours of whatever, and we can have a great time. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time. Bye.